Good morning. I have the day off. It's Thanksgiving, so usually I would be getting ready for work right now. It's just after 6. And instead, I'm planning another leather project. That's what I've been doing lately is leather projects. Last weekend was just too nasty to get out in the field, so I got my stuff out and kind of laid out and got to thinking. My wife had got me some leather scraps. That's usually what I make my stuff out of is, I'll find a half a hide somewhere for 30, 40 bucks and I'll buy it and then sit on it for a while. But my wife got me some heavier stuff. This is part of a project that I'll show you here in just a minute, but you can see it's really thick. And what I usually do, because I don't leather work all the time, is I'll warm up. So I had a project in mind, but I wanted to warm up. So I made this. This is a multi-tool. This is what I take to work with me. So I've actually enjoyed carrying this for the last couple of days. But it holds my wingman and my pocket light. You can see I've added a little bit of leather strapping right here because the pocket light was coming down too far, and all it takes is a tap. So if I sat down, so that kind of solved that. I actually had that in my lunchbox. But that just kind of helped me get into the because I use an awl a lot of times for this really thick stuff. Just kind of helped me kind of warm up and get my eye down for my stitch pattern and kind of my measuring. I've got one of these cutting boards right here that's all measured out. So different ideas, loops, things like that, kind of see how the leather that I had was gonna work, and I'm very pleased with that. It's just kind of rough and ready. Just it works. It's just for work. But that was to warm up for this. So this is a Bowie knife sheath for my Cisco Bowie, and I really like this knife for $23. And the sheath it came with wasn't great, but it was usable. But you can see it was this kind of, it's leather, but it's almost got like a plastic coating of some kind. So I had two kinds of leather. I had this kind of brown stuff with the red, kind of a red interior, and then I had this kind of chocolatey red. Try to get the light on that. Anyways, but I made that. So that was my Saturday, Sunday project. It's not perfect. You can see my stitching right there is a little uneven. I had to take this this last little bit here, just like I did with this, to get the proper fit. I ended up having to redo this. I actually this first belt band that goes around it. I kind of botched it because it was too thick. You can see that big chunk out of there. We're learning with some new tools I got. So this stuff was actually too thick for these snaps to secure to. And so I had to shave the leather down, kind of plane it down. So that was a learning experience. You'll notice that this doesn't have any extra loops or anything like this does, because I had amount of ferro run on that. It's kind of dinky, and I was worried about something like that on a case this big is going to get lost. I mean, unless I put it way down here and use that as a retention kind of thing. And I didn't want to use one of my big 5-inch things because that was almost too big. What I decided to do was use this, basically make a gear holder out of it. I have a better retention or a secondary retention idea for this, but you can see you can like piggyback a knife. I'm not a big fan of this. Some guys are, but just as an example, I mean that doesn't look too bad. What I'm probably going to do is make something kind of like this, but it'll be a sharpening stone and ferro rod holder that will go on here, and then I'm going to add some decoration that will also maybe some leather lacing that will also act as a secondary retention system. What I'm going to work on today is a sheath for my Moore Classic number 2 that I finally got. I have been trying to get one of these for almost 2 months now. We had a yard sale. I sold a bunch of knives and some other camping stuff, and I ordered one of these along with some other stuff, and it's taken forever for it to get in here. And this just slid out of here, so that's why I'm replacing the factory sheath. My idea is to make a net carry. So this is actually the welt. This is the inside of the welt for my Bowie knife. That may or may not be part of it. I'm going to experiment with this scrap piece. If anything, always save your scrap pieces in leatherworking. You never know when they might come in handy. This, it's got a couple of scratches on it, but I could still take out a piece of this to make straps and stuff for other projects. This very well may turn into part of the front or back of the case for this Mora. I don't know. But the plan is to go ahead and make a neck carry for this with a ferro rod loop, possibly another bell or whistle. I'm not sure yet. It may literally be a whistle. If I can find the whistle and hey, stop it, my cat. Whistle for it, for signaling. So I've got fire, signaling, and then my cutting tool. And then possibly I'll have the paracord for the neck deal, so that gives you cordage, and you have some of the basic items from, like, say, the 5Cs or something. I have some other ideas, so I'll do an update on that. But I just kind of thought I'd do a video and do a quick show and tell on what I've been up to lately, and we'll see you later.